And now, the general weather around Alaska.
Starting off with the hazardous weather graphic, we've got a couple of fire danger warning areas out here for the Delta Junction area, the greater Delta Junction area here. Winds gusting to 25 miles an hour with the temperatures in the 80s there. High fire danger for that zone until 10 p.m. this evening. And also for the Copper River Basin, especially along the Copper River there, where southerly winds are gusting to 25 miles an hour, temperatures in the 70s and 80s. So fire danger warning out for that area too until 10 p.m. this evening. And on the fire danger forecast for tomorrow, extreme fire danger here along and just north of the Alaska Range there, into the central Tanana Valley and also up over the Yukon Flats, surrounded by a big area of very high fire danger that extends westward here into the west central interior, and some high fire danger for the North Slope, where it was in the low 80s at Umiat Airfield today. And for the satellite imagery, thunderstorms developing along the Brooks Range, northern Koyukuk Valley, both Bettles and Anatuvik Pass, reporting thunder here at mid-afternoon today, and thunderstorms breaking out here under the clouds that are developing here, especially over the central interior, back down in toward the Alaska Range area. But mostly sunny skies here to the east and over the Copper River Basin, with temperatures back into the 80s today, and a pretty nice day for the southeast coast with temperatures rising into the 60s and 70s. Out here to the west, low pressure over the southeastern Bering Sea here, bringing areas of rain. One band right through here that brought some light rain over south central Alaska today and some showers kind of dissipating. Another band here, southeast flow, keeping it wet, light rain across the Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta in toward Bristol Bay. A lot of clouds, showers, light rain covering much of the Bering Sea and the Aleutians. And forecast for tonight, weak front here continues to wash out across the southwest interior with periods of light rain and showers, mostly from the Kuskokwim Mountains across the Yukon Delta out toward Nunivak Island. Some scattered shower activity here in northern Bristol Bay, in toward the southern Kenai Peninsula. A more extensive area of precipitation with this low center here over the Bering Sea from the Adak-Atka area right into the Alaska Peninsula. Winds will diminish from the gusts to 40 miles an hour you saw today at Cold Bay. Those will continue to diminish, but will stay a little breezy there for other areas. And up to the north, diminishing thunderstorm activity here along the Brooks Range and northern interior, especially the western interior during the nighttime tonight. Mostly dry for the eastern areas down to the North Gulf Coast. Mostly clear for the southeast coast. And for tomorrow, another mostly sunny day here for the Panhandle, with that pattern extending up into the Copper River Basin again. But as we saw today, thunderstorms develop here over all of the interior, right up to the Brooks Range again, Anatuvik down into the Koyukuk Valley, areas of the Yukon Flats, and here look for some showers and isolated thunderstorms over the Yukon-Kuskokwim Delta into the Kuskokwim Mountain areas, and just some isolated to scattered shower activity for Bristol Bay. Dry day for south central Alaska tomorrow, with maybe a few isolated thunderstorms developing over the Talkeetna Mountains and western Alaska Range here, but dry for Kodiak Island. Still looking kind of showery, cloudy, and damp for the eastern Aleutians and Alaska Peninsula on up to Nunivak Island there. And out to the west, you can see a pretty active front starting to push some gusty winds and rain into the far western Aleutians. Sunday night and Monday here, that'll push eastward, making a pretty good jog to the east Monday afternoon, bringing wind and rain into the central Aleutians. As far east as about Nikolsky in the afternoon, with showers following in with gusty southwest winds behind that front. This low pressure area here pushes some rain into Kodiak Island as well as Bristol Bay, and some pretty numerous thunderstorm activity here over the interior. As you can see, a lot of green by the late afternoon here from the Brooks Range down into the Tanana Valley into the Alaska Range. Less of that south of the Alaska Range, just some afternoon showers over the Kenai Peninsula, western mountains, Talkeetnas, with otherwise partly sunny skies, and some showers developing along the North Gulf Coast as well, and a little bit more in the way of some shower activity now over the southeast coast and what you'll see tomorrow. And then for Tuesday, even more of that with a trough slipping into the area there. Look for some showers, especially in the northern southeast coast. Isolated showers down to the south. And again, thunderstorm activity developing over much of interior Alaska from the Brooks Range all the way down into the Alaska Range. And again, mostly the mountainous terrain here of southern Alaska, and showers into the southwest coast, while this front pushes increasing chances of rain definitely to Nunivak Island and increasing chances there along the Yukon Delta coast. Bristol Bay, just some isolated shower activity with light rains, light winds, and also for Kodiak Island, the same thing. Periods of rain for the Alaska Peninsula right under that front there, but drying out here for the eastern Aleutians westward, picking up some more shower activity toward Adak and Atka. And for the lows tonight, 50s and 60s central interior, 40s for the Arctic coast, some areas falling into the 30s like Kaktovik there, and over toward southern Alaska, 40s and 50s. 40s for the Aleutians here, lower 40s in some cases, and then the highs tomorrow, upper 40s to lower 50s for the Aleutians and the Bering Sea, mid 40s there for St. Lawrence Island, highs 80 to 85 central eastern interior north of the Alaska Range, and 70s for the Copper River Basin, and 50s to mid 60s here for south central Alaska, and in the 60s for the southeast coast. Highs for the North Slope again, 70s, maybe lower 80s, and cooler for the Arctic coast. Lows, 50s to near 60 here for the interior areas, 40s and 50s everywhere else to the south. And the Arctic coast falling into the 30s, most areas there, lower 40s for the Bering Sea and the Aleutians. And then the highs for Monday afternoon, again, 70s and 80s, central and eastern part of the state, maybe only in the 70s now for the Tanana Valley and the Fairbanks area and toward Tanana, Galena, maybe 69, so a little bit of cooling there. And still pretty warm up on the North Slope areas with the Panhandle seeing highs in the 60s and mostly in the 50s now for south central Alaska down to Kodiak Island.